name is he on? Is that,
Yeah,
that,
be
is
that,
that,
like 30 seconds.
is that Levesque or
Like
not?
the savings,
third
like
thing, yeah.
dollar amount wise.
Oh, what
is
You've been enabled.
Ask him what that third thing
Like,
is.
Public Works bill goes away.
That third thing that
Actually,
looks at a line through it.
I had a spreadsheet.
What is that thing with the line through it?
Our debt service.
His picture come up?
And
No idea. Can you hear me?
Okay,
how much
okay, all right.
savings was an electrical bill.
Everybody sit, please.
So
Get
we
started.
saved, I forget, say we saved $2,000 a year.
Yep. I'd like to call this meeting to order of the Hopkins Town Council for September 2nd, 2025. I'd ask everybody to put their phones on mute or silent. Stand for salute the flag and silent meditation.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, councilors. All right. Roll call. Counselor Roy.
Present.
Counselor James.
Present.
Counselor Burns.
Here.
Counselor Davis.
Present.
Excellent. We're going to start it off tonight with Hopkins Police Chief Mark Carey. Mark Carey, Chief, take the floor, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Town Council, Town Manager. So tonight, as you know, in your packet, I would like to issue a couple of civilian citations. Thank you. About an incident that the police responded to on August 11th. And I was at home on August 11th. I think that was, what is Saturday? Monday, but it must have been, it was later in the evening or something. Okay, so I was home. I remember being home and the detective called me, and that's never a good thing when you get called at home from a detective about an incident. It's usually a major incident, but this one turned out to be a good incident with a good outcome. Not a good incident, but an incident with a good outcome. So after reading the reports that were issued by the officers and speaking to the officers who arrived at the scene, I noticed that the two individuals, Brett Goff and Jesse Carpenter, who were at the scene, did some great work and actually went above and beyond. So I'd like to read the citation that I'll be giving them tonight. So if I could have Brett and Jesse stand up over here. Put you guys on the spot too, instead of just me.
Chief.
You can just take your hats off for me. Step over here in front of the council. And Brett and Jesse, these are your citations. So let me just read them for the town council. The Hopkinton Police Department hereby recognizes and commends Brett Goff and Jesse Carpenter for their extraordinary courage, decisive action, and unwavering composure in the face of danger in uncertain situation. On 8/11/2025, you demonstrated selfless commitment to the safety of others, confronted with a victim trapped under a 1,500-pound cement slab. You acted swiftly, remained calm under extreme pressure, and made critical decisions that directly safeguarded lives. Your actions reflect the highest ideal of citizenship and mirror the courage and dedication we strive for within law enforcement profession. Through your bravery, you have brought a great credit upon yourself and set an enduring example for this community. The Hopkinton Police Department proudly presents this citation in grateful recognition of your heroism, composure, and service above self. Thank you. And I would also like to add that the victim is also here this evening. If do you want to come on up? Come on up. This is Scott, and Scott was the victim that was trapped underneath that 1,500-pound cement slab. Scott, thank you for coming tonight.
Yeah.
And maybe say a few words of what happened that night, or you were.
It was just a very quick thing. You know, you got to pay attention at all times when you're doing your job. And I missed a step that day, and these two guys are my heroes. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your meeting to let this take place today. It's very, very awesome. Very, very grateful for Brett and Jesse. Very grateful.
Well, thank you, thank you.
And also the owners of the business are here too. The owners of the concrete Jolly Precast are here too. And they got a phone call that day too. I'm sure that was very traumatic for them anytime an employee is hurt on an industrial accident. So, but
5:05, I received a call from Glenn. Oh, okay, right, sorry. And he said, "Mary, your driver's on my side." And he's hurt real bad. Life flight is en route. So, sorry, Scott, I cried and everything. So I immediately called my husband and my son. My son is here tonight too. They immediately went to the job site. And my husband's been doing this 65. He's been doing it since he was 16. And the boss commented, "I've never seen your husband not be able to do something because it was the worst day of our lives. We've never had an employee hurt like that." So I do say that the Goffs have wings now. They are guardian angels. And I have to say thank you for the first responders. I don't know how you say thank you.
Yeah.
Because you give every single day and you run into danger when you run away from them. So thank you for all of the responders who are here.
thank you for your support.
I appreciate you honoring our employee. Agreed. We love you.
Thank you.
Dave, thank you.
Thank you. Public comment.
You want to talk? Oh, yeah. You're more than welcome to stay. It's not one of those meetings where they close the doors when everybody gets in. You're more than welcome to stay or you can leave.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, moving forward. It's always good to acknowledge first responders and the heroes that don't wear capes. So well done. All
I
right,
think we should, thank you, the chief.
chief and his crew.
Yes.
No, we just
We just want
want
to
to
say thank you for.
Yeah, appreciate it. It's always good to, when you read reports and you see civilians or police officers doing something good, it's always good to recognize them. And I think that
Yeah,
just makes
I
us a
agree.
stronger police department, and a
Totally.
stronger community when we acknowledge that. Because, I could have just flipped through that like any other report, but I think, when you take the time out, it's always a good thing and it strengthens us. So,
We
Excellent
agree, we
job,
agree.
Chief.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, yeah. First
Public
up,
comment.
public comment. Brian, anybody online?
No.
Good evening, counselors. I am Louise Dinsmore from Richmond. I just want to make sure this isn't going to fall. As the chair of the Charahoe School Committee, I'm here tonight to inform you and the Hopkinton residents about a number of upcoming meetings that will be crucial in determining next steps relative to facilities planning for the elementary schools in our school district. Please know that I'm speaking for myself and not on behalf of the entire school committee. By law, in 2018, school districts around Rhode Island were required to have an elementary's facility plan as part of their 5-year capital plan. Charahoe has not had a comprehensive plan in many years, which makes this work that we are about to tackle quite urgent. And it is required by law, like I said before. While our district always has a capital budget to receive reimbursement, the Rhode Island Department of Education must approve a 5-year plan. I want to make the community aware of and extend an invitation to attend our next school committee meeting, which will be held on Tuesday, September 16th, Tuesday, September 16th at 7 PM in the middle school auditorium. So not in the library, but in the auditorium. On the 16th, SLAM, which is the architectural firm the school committee engaged last month to help us with our elementary school planning, will make a presentation as part of this process. This is a critical step that positions Charahoe for state review and potential reimbursement for any future projects. On September 16th, SLAM will be presenting options to the school committee that include renovating the 3 existing elementary facilities, constructing 1 new elementary school, or constructing 3 new elementary schools. In deciding a course of action, public input from everyone in our district, whether you have a child that is currently enrolled in the district or not, is imperative. I want to invite all voters, parents, taxpayers, staff, and community members to attend that school committee meeting on the 16th. Following that, there will be town hall style meetings taking place at each elementary school, which is designed to engage and educate the public on our various planning options. In Ashaway, at Ashaway Elementary School, that same presentation will be made by SLAM on Monday, October 6th at 5:30. So on October 6th at 5:30 at Ashaway Elementary School, the members of the public can hear that presentation. Following that, at the school committee's October meeting, we must identify which option to pursue for the elementary schools. That option will be put into what is called a Stage 2 application to the Rhode Island Department of Education in February. May I emphasize, this is a crucial time for our community to listen and to hear this presentation by SLAM, and for the school committee to receive feedback from the community. I hope that all of the members of the community can attend these very important meetings coming up. And finally, in the spirit of collaboration, I want to ask the town if they would consider advertising these meetings on your website and on your Facebook page for maximum exposure. The school district will be sending out emails to the people in their database, which includes mostly staff and parents of kids in the district. But it's certainly not an all-encompassing database. So I personally want to make sure that I came here tonight to tell you about what's happening and to extend the opportunity to the broader community to get involved and engaged. We all have a responsibility to be informed, educated, and engaged to ensure the best possible learning environments for the future of the Charahoe students. Thank you so much.
Can you repeat the dates again?
Yes. So the next school committee meeting is Tuesday, September 16th at 7 PM in the middle school auditorium. And then the same presentation by the architects will be offered to at Ashaway Elementary School on Monday, October 6th at 5:30. Just so you know, Counselor Davis, the same presentation will also be given at Richmond Elementary School on another date and Charlestown Elementary School on another date. But I just gave you the
That's fine.
the two dates for Hopkinton folks.
And then the next school committee meeting when you make the decision.
That will be October 19th, which is a Tuesday evening,
At 7?
7 PM. Yes.
Chair, I
Counselor?
generally do not say anything in public comment, but let me retort. You know, it seems like we're going backwards here, okay? And what I mean by that is, it sounds like 2016 is gonna end up being a bond for which way we want to go
You mean 2026?
when we go back to the low. That's what it sounds like to me.
That's where we're headed.
Our biggest job is look out for these people right here, okay? You can't keep going back. Hopkinton, Richmond, Charlestown is not an open checkbook, okay? You can have, whatever the formula is, whatever nonsense gets pumped out of Providence comes down here. Nobody has learned from Newport, school not getting done. Warwick had to go back and ask for what, $40–50 million again after that, so on and so forth. Okay, we have no say in this because somebody made a piss poor decision to cut all the town councils out of any decisions that happen at the school. And please don't take this personally. know
I
you're
don't.
the messenger.
Please, I know. I don't.
This is my feeling. I'm going to get out in front of this.
I understand. Thank you for your feedback. But-
Your seat doesn't come with a magic wand. Neither does this one. Okay?
Yes,
We can
sir.
Make all the things bright and shiny. too many things out there. You know, everybody's paying the most in electricity bills, paying the most in car insurance, this. How am I gonna sit there and tell Mr. and Mrs. Smith, who've lived in Ashway their whole life, that live on Main Street, that are probably on a fixed income, they gotta pay taxes, that, oh yeah, by the way, you're gonna get bumped up because we're dumb enough to vote for $200 million for new schools, when you even know enrollment, I'm not done yet, enrollment is down. Okay, and what are you gonna do? You're gonna close Charlestown, you're gonna close Ashway, they're gonna close that. Switch Road's a 2-lane road. Where are you gonna go? You're gonna go into the sod fields to widen the road? Because the road won't be able to handle it. A lot of things going on.
I was gonna
Yes.
say is renovation of 3 schools is also a choice. The point is that by law,
Didn't we go
you
through
have
this-
to have a
Didn't
comprehensive
we go through
plan.
this last time?
I was
didn't we
for the
go
new
to-
school.
Didn't we go
Okay.
through this last time?
Yes, but if you still have to do it, you have to do it. If you want if you want a better if you really want the state to give you more money for
State can't-
whatever,
State
whatever
can't manage a
renovations you do.
friggin' School bus,
Well-
friggin' local transportation, and you
I
think
agree
they
with
can do
you.
that?
I agree with you
Chair.
on that part.
Anybody, anything else?
Thank you for your feedback.
Sure, thank
I
you.
hear you, and I encourage you to speak your mind at all of these meetings coming up. Thank you so much
We'll be here.
for the
Thank you.
opportunity.
Anybody else with public
Good night.
comment?
Joe Moreau, Old Depot Road. I'm going to have a lighter note here. Before you know it, we'll be working on the town budgets. This council, our town manager, our town clerk, department heads, et cetera, work very hard to produce our budgets. Our town manager, Brian Rosso, has done an excellent job getting grants for our town. At a recent town council meeting, Bob Burns was talking something about rubbing 2 nickels together. I won't get into all the details about that, but the point is that Brian is the guy to get resources. I would like to suggest a project for 2026. Doesn't have anything to do with schools. For our town that our residents would enjoy. I don't know if you have any ideas or any thoughts on what this might be. I gave Mr. Gary a little heads up about it. Pickleball. Pickleball is the fastest growing sport in this country. Pickleball courts are, a standard tennis court rather, is 78 feet long, and the width for a single court is 27 foot wide. I believe we have one at Crandall Field right now, and there's a basketball. If you had a double court, it's 36 wide. Typically, what'll happen is, I know Wesley has several pickleball courts. Charlestown, Nittigrat Park has pickleball. What'll happen is people that want to play pickleball will go to the tennis court, and then you have someone that show up to play tennis, and they can't play because the court's being used for pickleball, and the lines are different and so forth. For adequate safety and playing space, a minimum concrete slab of 30 by 60 is recommended. I would like to suggest 2 pickleball courts at Crandall Field. Some of our residents, as I said, already go out of town. And I think that if we're trying to encourage with one of the recent bonds with the redoing the Crandall Center, and we're encouraging children and families to spend quality time together, again, with pickleball growing that fast, I've only played a couple of times myself. It certainly is not like tennis, but I think it'd be a great opportunity for our town to consider. I spoke to someone about the wetlands at Crandall Field, and the comment was that we could get in, 1 or 2 pickleball courts there in that area. And maybe there's some funding through some of these recreation bonds that Brian has got before. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, I could add to my 2 cents that there's a DM recreation grant that comes out every year. This year, it's actually for land acquisition, and every other year. So every other year it's land acquisition, and on the off years, it's for recreation departments. So basically playgrounds, those type of things, which would be a good fit if the council wanted us to pursue that. One thing that does stick out in my head, like you mentioned, the high water table,
Right.
because we've struggled with the tennis court there. And it's like we kind of, for lack of better words, we kind of put, we just put Band-Aids on it. It's a historic tennis court, so we want to keep it there because there's a lot of history there. And I know some of the old school Ashway people will tell you the history. We can't, to repair that was a very, very expensive
I
endeavor.
remember that.
And it would require drainage. So there's a little bit of research, and maybe Langworthy too might be an option because they don't have the water issues. Because that's just something we always run into at Crandall. It's, if you put something down, it's cracked within 2 years, it's kind of just a waste of money. So you got to kind of weigh that, and that's why with the tennis court, we didn't do a full restoration because there's no drainage under it. And it was just a matter of time before it cracked again. So we've come up with a less expensive approach to Band-Aid, basically. So it's just something to put it out there for the council to think about.
I wonder if that could be elevated, if the slab could be elevated to avoid those problems. 'Cause
There's things
that
you
was,
could do.
that was I know they're having the car show September 6th at Crandall Field. So I'm going to take a closer look. I did go to Hope Valley Elementary School. You mentioned Langworthy Field right there. Looking at the parking lots behind the school, they're not, they're really sloped, so it'd be difficult there, but maybe Langworthy Field's a possibility to have one there and one at Crandall. Give
Yeah.
people an opportunity to play. Because that vacant land in the center of Langworthy, I go by there every day.
Yeah,
You'll see people walking,
yeah.
and that's about all.
Yeah, when we looked at doing the basketball court with ARPA money, the drainage system underneath the new basketball court was more than the basketball court
For Crandall,
for Crandall.
Right.
So
So maybe
that's why I'm
Langworthy's
thinking
an
of
option.
that. I'm like, it cost, I know that it was like upwards like $160,000 just for the drainage system underneath the basketball court. So it wasn't a matter of just resurfacing the basketball court. It was a matter of, which would have been in the $100,000 range to
Right.
redo that. Because they got to dig it up and get it out, but it was the drainage that cost more than the new basketball court. So there's things to consider. I mean, it's a great idea, and I think if the council wants to pursue it, we'll definitely do what we can. But I think there's some research that needs to be done.
I know I had thought about the idea of people going to Charlestown that live in Hopkinton to go play. I meet someone every morning for coffee, and he's at Wesley 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
He's in Charlestown and Ninegret Park. And he said when they're done, they'll go out for coffee. Can't do that in our town. And EDC is working hard to bring some of those businesses to our town. But in the meantime, I think residents can spend quality time with their families and teaching these, again, the fastest growing sport. And there's no contact, so to speak. I've got a couple of buddies that play and there's a little bit of contact, but,
That and the disc golf.
and that's the other thing was the
Disc
disc.
golf for a little bit.
What's that?
The disc golf,
Yeah.
they're both firing up.
But anyway, thank you. Take a disc and throw it against
the Oh.
goal post instead of like
hitting a Okay.
little ball into it. Hey, Justin. Anybody else for public comment? All right, moving forward. Consent, well, I'm gonna have to modify this one. Consent agenda, approved town council executive session meetings minutes of August 4th, 2025. Approved town council meeting minutes of August 18th, 2025. Approved grant and easement for 188A and B Main Street, which would be Crandall House. Okay. Well, this is the one we gotta kind of modify.
Just leave it off, right?
Yep, just leave it off. Somebody
So
makes.
you're
a
gonna
motion
delete
with
that then?
Yeah, with the exception of.
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda with the deletion of September 15th as a hearing date for the Class B liquor license.
Second,
Motion on the floor, second, all in favor?
James, I.
Davis, aye.
Roy, I.
Burns eye.
Geary, aye. Did they give you a follow-up date or anything, Rita? All right. New business, 1, discuss and consider and possibly vote to advertise positions on these zoning boards sponsored by myself. Zoning is very near and dear to my heart, as some of you know, that's where I got my start. They need, Brian, they need what, two?
I think it is, yeah, I think the two alternates, we were just talking about this before, and one full. Yeah,
So is there something we can put on the?
both the alternates are not interested or just the one? Okay, all right. So yeah, two alternates.
So is this something maybe we could put on the town website?
Absolutely. Yep. And do you want to, I guess Marita was asking earlier, if,
You want to advertise in the newspaper or just on the website?
The expense, paper gets a little expensive, but. you know, it's
Yeah, but
coming
a
out of-
lot of people check that newspaper still.
It's coming out of Brian's account, so yeah.
I think you should advertise.
Okay, yeah. Good idea. You want to make a motion?
I vote to advertise for the positions on the zoning boards.
Second.
Motion for a second. Abstains. All in favor?
James, I.
Davis, I.
Roy, aye.
Burns, I.
Gary, aye. All right, Brian, there you go. Discuss and consider possibly vote to award RFP for rooftop solar project at the Public Works Building to Solar Power for the total amount of $153,000 and $282. Town manager.
yeah, so to give you a little background, we went out, and the residents a little background, we went out for a loan through the Rhode Island Infrastructure Bank previously for the installation of solar on Public Works and the Police Department. So we've already secured that loan. We went out to bid previously for the rooftop solar on Public Works, but we only got one bid, and it came back and it was like 178,000, which we thought was significantly higher than what we expected initially, and we didn't have the funding dollars there available. So we decided to hold off, wait till the new fiscal year, and then we went out to bid again. And this time we received two bids, one from Soul Power for $153,282, and one from Highview Environmental for $177,325. With that being said, that's what the total project cost is. And as you know, there's significant grants and credits, and so there's a REEF grant offered through the state, which we would receive 40,000 or 41,000 roughly. And then there's also a 30% tax credit. So if the council decided to go with the low bidder Soul Power, the total cost of the town would be the $66,645. And that's what we would have the loan that we previously took out to cover that cost. And the debt service payment would be significantly less than the savings on the electrical bill from Public Works alone. This particular project will produce 135% of the total electricity needed for Public Works. So what that means is it's going to cover, they'll have no electric bill going forward, and there'll actually be a credit towards the town hall or other town bills that we can actually apply that credit to.
How much will the grant cover for this?
100%. 100%. Yep. And it's not, so just to be clear, it's not, I shouldn't, it is
Wait,
technically,
what, 100% for what?
it's going to cover the cost. It's a loan. It's
The
not a
cost of
grant.
the loan.
The cost, yes, we
Okay.
took out a loan because the debt service payment would be lower than what we're paying in the electric bill.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So we're actually going to see a significant savings right off the bat for 7 years. The materials, there's warranties. So I think it's 25, I have it here, 25 on the panels, 25 or 20 on the inverters. And that's, so it's all covered under warranties for up to 20 or 25 years, depending on the materials. Labor is covered for 5 years, installation for 10. I think I did that backwards. Sorry, installation for 5 years, labor for 10. And our debt service will be paid off in 7 years. So everything after 7 years, 100% will go back to the town. So we're already going to see a net positive right on year one, because we're going to save more in electrical costs than we pay in debt service. And after 7 years, when that debt service is gone, we're going to see a significant savings. So,
I had a couple questions. for you.
yep,
Number one, so there's no contingency fund on this project.
no, this is a hard bid. This isn't like a
100%.
construction cod. This is,
Okay,
and we've already worked with this company on, the same company on the low bidder on police, and there was no issues there.
number two, the roof, the condition of the roof.
Public Works, it was just redone 4 months
I know
ago.
we had somebody here
Yep,
once before talking about that.
yep, and they knew they were gonna be doing solar on that roof when they did it,
Okay.
so.
Now, how about, I know we just did a lot of electrical work over there for the dog pound.
Yep,
Is the electrical panel gonna support this?
yep, this was
No
all of the work done, the roof.
surprises?
Yeah, the roof and the electrical work was all done knowing that this was gonna happen. So the roof is covered, the new roof for Public Works is gonna be covered under the loan as well. So that was kind of one of the perks. We actually got a new roof on top of that, and the savings from our electrical bill is gonna cover the cost of that.
So technically, the loan is more than this.
Yes,
Because you
yeah,
got
the
the
loan,
cost
the
of the roof,
loan
too.
covers, yep, the loan covered both projects and the roof. And our,
So what's the total of the loan?
I don't have that right in front of me at the moment. And I don't want to guess. I can get you that information though.
All right,
And
what's the tie-in cost?
Tie-in cost?
Yeah,
It's all included in the 153,000 total cost. Covers everything, National Grid cost, everything.
I'd like to know that number of what the total.
Yeah, I think we were
because
actually
I know
approved
we-
for a
I
lot
know we
more.
just bought them a lot of tractors, a lot of dump trucks. We bought them new garage doors.
Mhm.
We put a lot into over there. I'm not saying that they don't deserve and they don't need it. But I think it's public knowledge of how much we really put in over there.
Sure. Yeah.
I
and
know
this is-
I fought for the well, I fought for the generator, I fought for the dog pound, and I'm still fighting for DPW, so don't take this the wrong way. But I just think everything that I have fought and the rest of us council has fought for needs to be, that should have been labeled out here.
Yeah, so it was all approved by the council.
I'm not saying it wasn't.
Yeah.
But tonight, the total loan
The total,
number should have been.
right, and again, the debt service payment on the loan is less than the electrical cost savings. That's a part of the loan. In order to get it,
I follow.
they have to do, so they have engineers that come and get involved and make sure that
Number.
it's
should
a
have been
net
on the
positive to the town in order to do take out the
paper. I'm not
loan.
saying the town ain't gonna have savings. I'm
Yeah.
just saying I think that number should have been in black and white on this paper.
Yeah, I did have it, but unfortunately I left my packet and had to borrow Marita's.
I've done that.
And the one good thing is out of that 153,000, we're gonna have 45,985 for tax credit and 40,652 for a Rhode Island Energy Fund grant.
Oh,
So
there's a
it's
lot of
really
good
only
things
costing
from it.
us
Absolutely.
66,000. That's
66
good.
plus the roof.
Well,
Yes,
Yes.
yep,
okay,
but that was, again, it's covered under the cost savings.
Which we
So
already
it-
approved, don't get
right.
me wrong.
Right,
But I just, that number, so we didn't, everybody was aware that it's not just a 66.
all right.
That number is substantially higher.
But we approved that part already.
Absolutely.
So why do you have to talk about it again?
and the loan got
And my
approved
point-
and the other solar, all the
Yeah.
pieces got approved individually, yes.
Yeah, so I don't know
Yes.
why you have to add it if you already talked about it before. That's just my view. But anyway,
Why we
You-
gotta talk
you-
about the schools? Because you
Okay.
want the knowledge, I want the knowledge.
okay, that's fine.
Thank
So
you.
can you get Councilor Burns the number?
Sure. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, I would have had it too, because I
No.
did have it on my desk to
Big deal.
bring, but
Yeah. Look at that. Anything, any questions for the town manager?
I make a motion, we approve the town manager's request
Motion on
for
the
solar
floor.
power.
Second,
Motion on the floor, second, all in favor?
James, I.
Davis, I.
Roy, I.
Burns eye.
Gary, aye. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
All right, move forward.
Somebody trying to say something.
Wait, you didn't finish. Oh, whatever. Okay. Maybe something.
Good evening, everyone. Ron Prelwitz, Main Street Ashaway. I have a couple of questions for Brian.
Glad to see you're up and walking.
Huh.
Glad to see you're up and walking.
Thank you. Another week or so, I can get rid of the stick.
Good.
I just brought this in case, some
Give it
people
to-
came.
Give it to Joe.
There you go.
The overage. We're going to be producing 135%, which is pretty
Yep.
much standard.
Yep,
The overage, is that coming back to us in kilowatt hours or in dollars?
dollars. Yeah, it's gonna be a net, what they call it, it's gonna be a net credit towards our bill, either on this building. Public, police won't need it, but it will either be the Crandall House or this, however we decide to do it.
Okay, just little food for thought. I had solar put on my house last year. And I had the choice of dollars or kilowatt hours. Dollars is regulated on whatever happens throughout the world when they sell electricity to everybody. If I'm over 35% over on kilowatt hours, if that kilowatt hour is $17 or $77, I still get a credit for a kilowatt hour.
Okay.
It-
Yeah,
it's-
so, yeah, they
it's-
basically take the total, they subtract your total usage out of your consumption out of the total amount that you take in solar wattage. So, and then the net would be credited against theirs. So I don't really think there's too much of a difference. I don't think I follow,
If it stays stable, yeah, it does not much of a difference, but if the price
but it
is,
happens in the same
nationally.
month. Like, it's not like we're holding on to that credit for a future date. It would go credited towards that month's bill for town hall or
right, but if the price of the kilowatt hours goes way up
in the same month that you absorb it.
in any month, you still get a kilowatt hour. If they're giving you $17 for a $17 kilowatt hour, that's what you get. If they're giving you $17 to put towards another kilowatt hour, which is now $50 or $60, you come out a little bit behind. You
I'll
know,
look into that, but I don't think that's
different companies have that.
yeah, I don't think that's how it works.
Okay. Very good. That was my main
Yeah.
question. All right.
I'll do some research though. It's worth looking into, but that's not my understanding.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
I just wanted to mirror what Council President Gary said about the school and how they're always looking at this as an ATM. They want to tear down schools and build more schools instead of just putting a roof on a school that was in pretty good shape. I don't know. There's got to be an end to it. They're killing us. If that project up there for 140 houses, which according to the state of Rhode Island is actually 280 houses, just the kids alone, putting them through school, they're going to bankrupt the town. And then, looking for, always looking.
I know we're getting off topic here, but it's
Well,
a
he's on
holiday
cover.
week. But just so everybody knows, the state has given $3 and $4 million bonuses to developers who are building low-income housing. Just food for thought. Thank you, Ron.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, move forward. Unfinished business. One, discuss and consider possibly vote on a motion to either approve or reject a zoning ordinance amendment of the Hopkins Code of Ordinances Appendix A regarding farm winery following completion and closing of the public hearing. So we still have the public open.
We
still
had
have
it.
open. So we can close the public hearing.
I thought this is it. I thought we were voting.
Yeah.
We had the public
Well,
hearing
yeah, we
last
did
time.
close it last time.
Yeah, so it's time to vote.
I think it's here's my thoughts. I think it's a good thing. I think it's might turn into something really, really good for us. Put us on the map. Like I've said before, you go through Connecticut, you see all these vineyards. They have some in Wesley, they have some in Stonington. What's that? Edwards Vineyards.
Oh, yeah,
Edwards
Stonington,
Vineyards,
yeah.
Stonington had these huge things. So maybe something good. I think it's something that puts us out forward there a little bit, and I think it'd be a good thing.
I concur.
I agree.
Good idea.
So we'd like to make a motion, entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we approve the zoning ordinance amendment of the Hopkinton Code of Ordinances, Appendix A regarding farm winery following completion. Oh, no, sorry,
Period.
period.
Period. Second?
Second,
Motion for a second, all in favor?
James, I.
Davis, I.
Roy, I.
Burns eye?
Gary, I would like to thank the planning department and Brian and everybody who worked on this, because this wasn't something that just got pulled out of the air. There was a lot of research one time, Sherry, Steve Seipel, a whole bunch of us. And Scott Levesque, you're on. I would just like to say thank you for getting this through and this may have good. All right, public comment, going once. Sir, please go ahead.
My name is Michael Norrie. I reside at 23 Maple Court, and I'm bringing a letter signed by all of the residents on Maple Court requesting that the town either remove the 25-mile-an-hour speed limit sign or reduce it to 15. Maple Court is narrow. It's got a hard right-hand turn in the middle of it. It's no more than 3/4 of a mile long in itself. It's a dead end. There's no sidewalks. And we would like the people that live there would like to have a little assurance from the town that they're watching out for our kids. They're not worried about themselves. They drive carefully on their own street. Delivery trucks and the commercial vehicles that go whizzing up in the street thinking that, you know, it's the same as driving on Main or High Street. So, yeah. We'd like the town council to take action and either remove the 25-mile-an-hour sign or reduce it to 15.
We did, but I think we did put a dead end sign up not too long ago.
There was originally a no exit sign. A dead end sign is put up, but that 25-mile-an-hour sign is right there at the beginning of the street. Doesn't belong there.
I would have to check right off the top of my head, I have to check ordinance to see. I don't think we've ever changed one, but it's doable. I mean, if you have a sign, if you have a sign from all your residents, it will take that into consideration.
I'm sure the police chief and his office is going to attest to the narrowness of the road and
Yeah, change the prima facie from 25 to 15. I think you would just have to pass an ordinance to change that street. You'd have to make an ordinance saying we voted on it and we'd like to have.
Is that something we put on the agenda for next time?
Change it.
Yeah, I
It's
think,
something we'd have to, just
yeah, I
maybe
think we
ask.
should have Steve look at it and see what's in the charter and the ordinance, and then we can move from there.
Okay.
because if this is, excuse me, there doesn't seem to be much rhyme or reason. You've got a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit sign on the school road. And in the next block over where there's a church, it's 15 there. So it's like the town, you know, is not consistent
They flipped
in
this
their
ordinance,
safety
we'll
protocol.
sign
So
We'll take- yeah, you handle.
On
the
Maple
time,
Court,
man.
yeah, that would be good.
We will, let's look
Put
up
it on
some,
the-
let's look up some things and if there's something there.
we don't know, we don't even know how that 25-mile-an-hour sign got there. It certainly didn't belong.
Trust me, it's not too long
It's
ago.
probably in the
Somebody-
days when they had horses.
There was somebody changing town speed limit signs not too long ago, so we'll take. a
Thank you
look.
for your time.
Thank
You're
you, sir.
welcome.
Thank you. Anybody else public comment? Brian, anybody online?
I have one thing before we close.
I got two things.
Okay, one, the villages is going forward. And now we have the application and the brochure on the town website. So if you go to the homepage, you could find out more about that, about the villages, and how to become a volunteer and how to become a member. This is helping our older people to stay in their homes and help them. Okay? That's all I wanted to say.
One thing I got, everybody, don't forget about the car show Sunday, Saturday, 11 to 3.
Oh, I have one more thing. I had a request from a resident who wanted to know if Richmond's transfer station can take brush. This is residential brush, so we're only talking about tree limbs, that kind of thing. Take it at the transfer station. And I've been working on this for 2 years. And finally, the interim town manager sent us an email and said that we can now start accepting brush at the Richmond transfer station. So as you cut down your little branches and stuff, you can take it.
Fire pit, save gas by going
Well,
there.
or you could take it to the Richmond transfer station. I think that's great. So I want you to know that. Thank you.
Anybody else? I got one last thing. I'd like to adjourn in the memory of Sylvia Stanley, Fred Stanley's wife. She recently passed. If you know the story, Fred pretty much got the Hope Valley Fire Department, volunteer fire department going along. She was very inspirational. I think she did some time on school committee.
Yes, a
School
lot of
committee.
time on the school
And,
committee.
Just a nice person. If you're ever at some of the parades here recently, she always made an appearance. It's kind of a shame. You know, she was always involved, but I'd like to adjourn her memory.
I got none. I make a motion to adjourn in memory of Sylvia Stanley.
Second.
Motion on the floor, second, all in favor?
James, I.
Davis, I.
Burns eye.